Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Conrad64. How you guys are doing today? So I'm back with another video, and before this video starts, I just want to say that I originally had some other videos I filmed. One was a video of me saying talk about my favorite female rangers from each Power Ranger season, and and the second one was characters from Power Rangers who would like to see appear as guest characters in Mortal Kombat. But unfortunately, I had some issues trying to upload those videos because apparently, like the one about the female rangers, apparently, that one was I had trouble trying to upload it, like trying to edit it because the editing software I was trying to use it wouldn't take the clip because apparently when I was filming it, it was split up into four parts, and I had trouble trying to upload like the first clip and I think the second clip. Well, yeah, that clip seemed to do fine, but the first clip, it was having trouble trying to use it. So to set the show I had, so I probably might redo that video. And as for the female rangers, as for guest characters from Power Rangers, characters from Power Rangers, where I like to see as guest characters in Mortal Kombat, that one I can still probably upload that, but I'm at that one's having some issues as well because it's taking too long to like upload onto the editing software. So I might just redo those videos. Maybe I don't know. I still might upload them one here. But since those videos are Power Rangers related, and this video is also Power Rangers related too. Fun fact, spoiler alert. So for this video, I'm gonna be talking about the recent rumors that's kind of trending, going around, talking about how Power Rangers, how Disney is in talks to do some kind of to work with do some kind of Power Rangers like TV series or reboot or something, some kind of Power Rangers project. We don't know. And apparently, there are a lot of people that have talked about it. Dawson Ryder and a couple other YouTubers who I follow. The fan club. He was actually the first one I heard about it for. And there's also Deoxy. Yeah. So certain YouTubers have actually kind of covered it. So it seems that they're in talks to do some kind of Power Rangers project, work on a reboot or something. Now, some people are thinking that maybe Disney's going to buy Power Rangers back, or this is probably going to lead to somewhere down the line of Disney buying Power Rangers back. Well, the thing is, I don't really think that's the case. It's more like a licensing thing. That's what it pretty much looks like. So it looks like that Hasbro is just licensing and sharing the brand to other companies and letting them use it, so they can do like for example, like how Playmates is pretty much. Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry, my dad walked in, so I had to cut out that scene real quick. So bad. So, but yeah, like I was saying, like how Hasbro has kind of licensed it out to Playmates, so Playmates can make some toys and action figures for the franchise. So basically, Hasbro's doing something that I never thought companies are capable of, companies do. Like, oh, I had no idea companies could do that. Like, where they license out to other companies, license a franchise to companies to let them borrow the franchise or use the franchise like to do like make merchandise or do some kind of project with it. So I guess that's pretty much how Hasbro and Paramount like are able to make the Transformers movies, or maybe that's not kind of something else. I don't know. Or like another example could be like like how the whole thing with McFarlane and Mattel, like Mattel buying the toy license. Now I don't know if Mattel owns the license fully, but I did saw a video talking with McFarlane, breaking down the details, saying that they're still going to make McFarlane toys and Mattel, so they're still going to make McFarlane toys. I don't remember too much about the video, so it looks like McFarlane is still going to make DC figures. Yeah, DC figures. I meant DC figures. McFarlane DC figures. So McFarlane is still gonna make DC figures, but Mattel's still gonna own Sorry if I got a little confused. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. Yeah, sorry. This video is not scripted. Sorry. Well, most of my videos aren't. I'm really sorry, guys. Sorry about it, guys. But so yeah, it's kind of like that. McFarlane is still doing. Is still going to be making DC Multiverse figures, and Mattel. We don't know if they fully have the Master Toy license yet. At least I don't know. I'm not aware of. But it's something like that, share licensing. That's how I look at it. I think that's what it's called, share licensing. When you have a brand and franchise, and you let someone else, you license that franchise to another company so they can make some stuff for the franchise, like action figures or merchandise or something. And I think that's probably the thing with My Hero Academia, because McFarlane has the toy license. I think they still have the toy license to My Hero Academia. I don't know. They probably don't. I don't know, but I know Anime Heroes is making figures of My Hero Academia. I don't know if McFarlane is still making My Hero figures, or if they lost the license fully entirely. I have no idea. I don't know. But when I saw My Hero, anime figures, like, oh, Anime Heroes has a license to make My Hero figures now, and McFarlane doesn't anymore. Or maybe it's kind of like a share licensing issue. I don't know. But the point is, yeah, you see that Hasbro is just doing a share licensing. Maybe with Disney to do something with Power Rangers, so they have a share license with Playmates to make some toys and stuff. And now, maybe with Disney, we don't really know. No, no, it's hard to say. But I don't think this means that Disney is going to buy back Power Rangers, because you know, we heard rumors how Disney never liked the franchise, that they didn't care for it. Or at least maybe they probably did somewhat a little bit, but then like they probably did at first, but then like when it came to doing some of the later seasons, like Operation Overdrive and Onward, they started not to care, because I guess those seasons weren't particularly performing well. Operation Overdrive didn't really perform well in terms of the ratings, and the toys kind of sold poorly. That's from what I heard. But and I guess Jungle Fury probably did okay. I don't know. And yeah, RPM bombed, flopped, but that's mainly because of poor management, because poor promotion stuff, and they dumped it on a channel that not many people watch or even heard of. Yeah, because I don't remember way back in 2009, I would change on the ABC Kids channel to try to watch RPM, and it was never on. I guess maybe it was on in another country, or much earlier in the day. Yeah, they gave RPM a terrible time slot, and that's why RPM failed. They essentially set RPM up to fail. We can all be honest. But if I do think if RPM was on a regular channel like Jetix, or I think it was in Jetix in another country, it would have done extremely well. Now, I did hear that it was originally planned to be on Disney XD, and it was planned to have a time slot alongside Aaron Stone, but that never went through. And fun fact, Aaron Stone, the series that aired on Disney XD, was also made by Bruce Cowles, I think that's his name, who did the first couple of seasons, who did SPD, Mystic Force, Operation Overdrive, and Jungle Fury. So yeah, I think having RPM have time slot alongside Aaron Stone would have been sick, totally sick. But unfortunately, things didn't work out well, and that's why RPM was kind of formatted to what it was, with every episode ending with end credit scene, going along with the scene. I mean, that's kind of similar to what most Disney shows did. I don't know if it was planned to be that from the beginning, or I don't know. But the point is, I do think this could be a good idea. This could help Power Rangers a lot. Like, this could help the brand moving forward. Like, maybe it could help the franchise expand to other things. Now, it says they're in talks, okay? So nothing's really official. But if it does become official, what kind of project could it be? What kind of TV series could it be that they're planning to put on Disney Plus and Hulu? Now, we don't know if it's going to be another Sentai adaptation, doubtfully, because it seems like they're going to move away from that, which kind of sucks. But I guess would be okay, I guess. I guess it's okay to like try something different once in a while, but adapting from Sentai was always the fun aspect, and that was always like the magic of Power Rangers. Taking something from the Japanese version and just twist around and make it your own. You know, it's kind of sucks that we're never going to see that again. It looks like American adaptations are pretty much American tokusatsu adaptations are pretty much gone forever. Cosmic Fury being the last of them. We won't be getting any more Sentai adaptations. We're not gonna get another Comrade adaptation, which is a bummer. And no Ultraman adaptation either. You know, I think it would be cool if Marvel made an Ultraman adaptation. I wonder how they would do it. But it seems that we kind of moved away from that format, and that's kind of a bummer. Well, I'm gonna miss it. That was fun while I lost it. Maybe we might go back to that format soon. Maybe someday. Who knows? Well, yeah, but Disney. I do think this is a good idea. Now, yeah, we have heard rumors how Disney didn't really like care about Power Rangers, but maybe they probably did care a little bit. Now, I heard rumor that they wanted to take full control of the Power Rangers brand and franchise, and I do remember. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but there was originally a planned pitch for a Power Rangers animated series way back in the 2000s, and I think a trailer was leaked somewhere, and some images have popped up. So, and that's pretty much all we got of it. But we don't know too much about it, details. So maybe Disney did probably care about Power Rangers. I imagine what if there was an alternate universe where Disney still kept Power Rangers going and they still kept adapting Power Rangers to this day. Like they adapted like everything up to Terra Major and like would they adapt Zenkaiger and onward? How would they adapt Zenkaiger and Dawn Brothers? I mean, they would. I don't think they would have had a problem with adapting King Oger and Boom Boomer. Okay, well, King Oger maybe, yeah, because the footage, unless they were to be creative with it, like let's say the King Oger adaptation takes place like in some kind of virtual reality, something like that. That would be cool. But Boom Boomer, I think that they would have no problem adapting Boom Boomer. And who knows? Maybe this new Power Rangers project they're gonna have streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu is probably gonna be a Boom Boomer adaptation, maybe. Unlikely, probably Dolph. I doubt it, but anything can happen at this point. And Disney, despite the fact that they didn't care about Power Rangers that much, they still made one of the best seasons. I think the Disney era is by far the best era of Power Rangers. Before, I want to know, I didn't know if I wanted to debate which was better, the Saban era or the Disney era. But you know what? I'm gonna go on and say I'm gonna say the Disney era because the Disney era was when the franchise was at its peak. Disney era has made one of the best seasons. Ninja Storm, Down Thunder, SPD, Jungle Fury, and RPM. Mystic Force and Operation Overdrive, they were okay. I wouldn't say they were my favorites, although I do like some aspects about them. And honestly, I don't think Operation Overdrive is really as bad as many people make out to be. A bit mediocre at best, but it still has some enjoyable moments. And honestly, I think Operation Overdrive is better than anything else that came after RPM. Any of the Neo Saban seasons, the Hasbro seasons, from Samurai and forward. I'll prefer Operation Overdrive over any season. Not sure Dino Charge, Beast Morphers, and Dino Fury, they are good seasons, and Dino Charge is the only good season from the Neo Saban era. Sorry to anyone who likes Samurai, Megaforce, but Ninja Steel, but those seasons suck. I'm sorry. They had some good things in them, but they were just bad. The only good thing about Ninja Steel was Dimensions in Danger, and that's about it. No, Dino Charge, Beast Morphers, and Dino Fury. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I do like those seasons, and they are good seasons. But the problem is, they still kind of suffered the same problem that most of the Neo Saban era seasons suffered. Talking during fight scenes, saying it's morphin' time, always before they morph, instead of doing something like ready, ready. Yeah, like the Red Ranger says ready, and the Air Ranger says ready, like the Red Morphins. Reusing Go-Go Power Rangers. having like some kind of moral of the day for like every freaking episode. Uh, the Neo Saban era basically felt like Power Rangers for PBS kids. I'm sorry to anyone who likes that era, but you know, it was just it was just one thing that kind of dragged the franchise down and stopped it from being its full potential. At least the Disney era was pushing the franchise to its full potential, like doing a lot more of it. You know, having unique storytelling and such. Sure, the Disney era wasn't perfect. They had their flaws. They had, but overall, they at least tried their best, and they at least had characters that were likable and relatable and understandable. I mean, okay, the characters from RPM, the characters from Jungle Fury, and even the characters in Operation Overdrive, they at least felt human. Mac from Operation Overdrive, you know, the Red Ranger, he was an android, but he at least still felt like a human. Nobody from Samurai felt like a human. They felt like freaking soulless androids or monsters or robots or soulless beings, like, you know, more no personalities. And don't even get me started on Troy from Megaforce or Brody from Ninja Steel. Okay, but yeah, no, those seasons did have some good Rangers. You know, Samurai had Mike, Megaforce had Gia, and Ninja Steel had, I guess, Sarah. I guess. But overall, they just most of the Rangers just kind of came off as bland. Yes, most of the Rangers in the Disney era, they all felt human. You know, Mystic Force, SPD, Down Thunder, Ninja Storm, and even the seasons prior to them, just Bond seasons. Mighty Morphin the Wild Force. Okay, sure. The acting in some of those seasons were kind of dull, but you know, at least it got better. So yeah, that's why I think the Disney era is by far the best era of Power Rangers. You know, for real. Here's the complete season of seasons 13 to 17. Yep, I got this back in 2016. I think, yeah, 2016, and I made a boxing video. I'm gonna try to get the other seasons, but you know it's kind of hard to get those because those are out of print and online. They're gonna cost him arm and a leg. That's what the Ox said is one of his videos. Yeah, well, the My Mortal Police series, we can still find that. Not sure yet on YouTube, but you know I still like to get the Police set, or I might have to suck it in and just get the individual volumes. But yeah, overall, the Disney era was just the best era of Power Rangers, and I remember it like it was yesterday because you know, watching those seasons on Jetix and such, you know, Disney did a good job. Now, Wild Force, what do you want to compare Wild Force as a small season or a Disney season or somewhere in between? It's kind of up in the air. But overall, the Disney era was just fun and fantastic, and I do think you know, Disney. Let's hope this project does go through. This talk does go through, and Disney does go through. We're helping make this Power Rangers TV series that's going to air on Disney Plus and Hulu soon. Because you know, it can still be something amazing. Now, sure, some people don't like modern Disney because of how political and woke they're being. You know, yeah, I agree. And like the MCU is not what it used to be, and such. Even Star Wars, but you know, you can't deny that Disney does make some great stuff. Now, sure, Snow White, I think is bombing at the box office. It's not doing good, doing too well. But you know, Disney has their faults. But you know, they'll probably come back and make even more strong projects. I still hope that Lilo and Stitch is going to be good when it comes out on Memorial Day. Oh yeah, sorry. And also, I still have hope for Fantastic Four for first step. Fun fact: the first Fantastic Four came out in 2005, the same year as SPD, and this new Fantastic Four movies come out this year. This is actually the year where SPD takes place in. Funny, 2005, 2025. Yeah, it's really crazy, isn't it? Life throws you a whole bunch of curveballs. But yeah, I think I went on long enough. So let me know what you guys think. Are you guys looking forward to this little project, Disney / Power Rangers project, and you think that you know, is going to go through, or it probably just might fall through. It might happen. Again, nothing is official, nothing has been stated, but a lot of people are talking about it, and I figured I'd jump in on it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, and all that jazz. And I'll be having more upcoming videos in the future. This is Comrade64 signing out. Smurfing time. Later.